So I'm going to go over distinctive feature analysis for maximal oppositional pairing. So I watched the maximal oppositional approach by speech therapy education per module 14, slide 13. I selected this resource so I could understand the term distinctive features. I actually had never heard of it before. In phonetics, we focus mainly on features of manner, placement, and voice. So the first thing the video goes over is that this approach is used for children with at least 6 sounds missing from their phonemic inventory, and it's used for moderate to severe phonological disorders in cases where intelligibility is low. So what's really important is that in this approach, we use only non-stimulable sounds, which means that sounds that are not in the child's phonemic inventory. So what the clinician does is they find 2 to 4 target sounds that are maximally different from each other using this technique of the distinctive feature analysis. So what we want from this is we want to find the sounds that have little distinctive features in common. So we do this by using this method, the distinctive feature analysis. So I'm going to go over that. So first of all, this chart is online. She uses it in the video, but also it's also in our book. And the first 3 columns are called major class differences. So that is, major class differences. And when we chart this, which I'll show you, or when we analyze it, we want to have at least one major class difference of the target sound, comparing it to other potential target sounds for our maximal pairing. And then we have unique features here below this, and these are all features that we're going to look at. And we want that target sound that we've chosen to have little to no features in common with the other sounds, that potential sounds that we're analyzing. So first of all, you're going to pick non-stimulable sounds. And in this one, our student or child cannot say the b, it's not even in their phonemic inventory. And we're going to compare and r to b, because for whatever reason, this child b was a really good initial target sound to make sure that we included in our therapy. So basically what we do is we compare the major class features by Xing out or putting a line through the plus to see, to easily be able to identify what features are different or are the same, because since it's a plus, that means the feature's present. So that's why we're crossing those out, because we want to look at what features there are. And so as you can see, these features are all the same, but however, and both have at least one or more major class differences from the sound b, which means that they are definitely a potential candidate to use for the second or third targeting sound. So then we have unique class differences. We're going to put a line through all the pluses there as well. And that way we can use it on our comparison chart. I did put it down here, and I will say I learned that I cannot just eyeball it and see which ones are in common and which ones are not, because I made a mistake that way. So it's important to make this comparison chart so that way you really can clearly identify that there's differences going on. So you made this chart. So we're going to put out all the pluses that we're seeing in the chart previously. And we're just going to list them out on here. So that way, and then when the feature is present in both sounds that we're looking at, we're analyzing, we're going to put a minus sign, which is going to cancel that out as not being counted as a distinctive difference, because obviously it's not a distinctive difference because they share the same thing. And we're going to put a plus sign to just so we're able to easily say, oh, this is a distinctive difference. So as you can see, we already know that there's at least one or more in the major class. So we're going to go down and count the unique distinctive features now. So as you can see, for b and for unique distinctive features, there is only one difference, which means it's not such a great maybe comparison or contrasting sound. And then b and we're going to count. There's 1, 2, 3 distinctive featured differences. So that sounds like R in this situation, if we had to choose, would be the viable option because it has the maximum difference from the sound B. So we can use that for our contrasting target sound in, it's interesting because the video calls it maximal pairing differences, or at least one video I looked at, but we're going to call it maximal pairing instead of minimal pairing. So then we're going to take that information that we learned, that the B and R are going to be our target sounds used in therapy, and then we're going to create a list of 5 different maximal pairing contrasting words. So like beef, reef, beak, reek, buy, rye. You get the point. And then this task was linked to CLO1 and CLO5. And yes, I would recommend this video. I felt like she did a great job of explaining multiple opposition, but also really taught me how to find the difference between the sounds, like how to decipher how is a sound maximally different and how do I identify it through these charts. So definitely. Okay, thank you.